Okay,
All right, you're in charge.
here we go. Okay, well, this is the first of the weekly webinars now. We switched from the monthly to the weekly. Um, Really, the show is over to you guys on who wants to discuss what. Um, any questions? Hopefully, we've got some more. It's going to be a really short webinar.
Um, I don't see any
Nothing in hands
questions,
coming.
but oh
Oh,
wait, Roberto's going to stand up.
Roberto has one. Ah, okay.
Short! No! Short!
So, Roberto, I think I know what
Yes.
your question is going to be, but go on. I'll let you ask first.
Oh, no, I don't have a question. I just didn't want it to be short.
Never,
I was making, I don't know, making a fool of myself, I guess.
never. Um, well, let me just bring the questions out, just in case somebody does ask any questions or raise their hands. By all means, feel free to, pop a question in the question box, ask a question, so on and so forth. Raise your hand if you've got any problems. Roberto, you actually asked a question last week regarding reminders on the app frame for the
I've
calendar.
got a lot of questions. I asked you lots of stuff about that, yes.
Yes. Now, did you understand the answer?
Um, no,
No.
I would still like reminders to work at a MDI level,
Okay.
if that's possible. But it
Yeah.
might not be possible, I don't know.
No, it is. Basically, in the calendar template, you can have event reminders. Obviously, open up. Let's open up the example app so we can actually bring this in. We know what we're talking about. Okay. In the webinars, let's have a look. Where are we today? Okay, so I'm just making a note. So basically, as you know, the events can be recurring, so on and so forth in the calendar, and they can have reminder attributes. That is, you want to pop a notification up 15 minutes before it starts, or 20 minutes, or whatever you like before it starts.
Hmm.
Okay,
But that
just wait
reminder
for
function is part of the code jock,
it. Is, yeah.
OCX.
Well, the whole calendar is at the heart of it. Um, just add that, and let's have a look at some reminders. So here we are, reminders, and you get this window, which is the CodeJock window coming up.
Hmm.
Now, the problem with that procedure is it's not. It has to be on the same thread as the main application, the main menu, the main application thread. Which is obviously in an application, it's very restrictive because you're not going to have that. You're going to have some kind of menu or navigation system or whatever, and you're going to
Why is
start.
the reason? Why is that the reason?
Oh, I don't know. That is a code job restriction.
Huh.
So that's not nothing to do
It
with
might
the
be
class.
reading the app name or something like that, right? The first, I don't know.
Don't know, to be honest. But to try and help things out, what we did is on the app frame here, if we have a look, we can add, if we go to the calendar, an app frame reminders. Now this, like in the command bars and so on, it does require a toolbar. So actually, just let me get rid of that, because I bet, have we got a toolbar on this one? Oh, actually, we have. Okay. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. So we've got that. It does require a toolbar. That's because you can't place the OLE container, which is how we hook into any of the controls. You can't place that on the application background. It has to be on a window.
Yeah, I started reading that text there also, and it kind of worried me. It says you need a template, requires the use of a toolbar. However, if your application uses any of the Clarion's toolbar classes, then the GPF could occur at any runtime.
Oh, that should really be Clarion. Yeah, well, the toolbar classes are, the buttons you can get up the top to go next record, previous record, jump to the end, jump to the start. There's a bug.
Is that part of the toolbar?
That
appears on the browsers, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the interact.
Oh, you can add it to the toolbar. That's right.
Toolbar, yes. Now this is nothing to do with CodeJock, nothing to do with literally anything. I proved the theory and I have reported it to Softvelocity. You can take any of the standard apps, Clarion app, maybe the good old school application, add a toolbar, add the OLE container, compile, and the application or GPF. If you've got browsers on there which can be controlled from the toolbar.
Right. So anything that kind of, maybe it's stuff that's actually sending stuff to other threads.
It's mainly, I don't know. It's really the only people who know the answer to that are Softvelocity themselves. But it's linked to...
So just normal buttons and things like that, it's not going to have any problem?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
It's let me bring up the Clarion example. The ones what get shipped with Clarion, so we know what we're talking about. And this is, like I said, it's not CodeJock, it's not Noyantis, this is just Softvelocity. But it doesn't do any harm to bring it up and just explain what we mean by it. Just bring out the. Looks like I got rid of all the standard examples.
That's the examples. You don't have the older ones.
Yeah.
You download the other ones.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're talking about the navigation controls.
Navigation buttons. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you have those on the toolbar,
so maybe that would have been better if you phrased it that way.
Yeah.
If you have the navigation buttons on, it'd probably be better because.
Yeah, because that could be a bit scary. Okay. So back to this. So the goal of what we want to achieve is to have the reminder function for our calendar, which the user might open, they might not open, and if they do open, it will definitely be on a separate thread. You want those to come up all the time, the reminders. So we'll go on to there. We won't hide the toolbar. And basically, what we're saying here now is there's certain options. We're really not bothered about any of these. Yeah, we're not bothered about any of these. We'll just go with the standard. We might enable the reminder function.
Well, you still need to load up the...
Unbelievable. Let me just cancel that. No, that was my phone.
Oh.
So, of course, we're not going to get any content here because we've not told it to load anything. Now, in its crudest form, we're just going to pinch the load data out of the reminder events. But we'll also cover a better way of doing it as well. Okay, so for now, let's just pinch. There should be probably an embed point called load records. Yep, that looks good. We go to our application frame. We go to the class. We go to file load records, which is the same place. And let's just put that in there. And I did see I didn't rename the class. Calendar Pro 2, so okay. Okay, just checking. We've got our table. So we run this, and now, without opening anything, we've got the reminders loaded, which is perfect. What we're after. We're going to do this a little better in a second, but we'll just have a recap of what we've accomplished there. Roberto, did you get to that point?
Yes, I did get everything working at the frame level.
Cool. Okay.
But the moment that I load it up as an MDI window, then it doesn't do anything. If I like my calendar, if I load up a calendar on another procedure, the only way I can get the reminders to pop up again is if it's not an MDI window.
Well, would you want your reminders on a calendar window as well? If you add them into the application frame, then
right.
Surely that's enough for you, is it?
Well, it could be, but what if I dismiss them all or time them out, and then I go to the calendar and I want them to appear again?
Oh, okay, yes. Well, you would have to fire some kind of notification to the app frame to say go and reload.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then, do I have? No, I don't have double, do I? I don't know.
There's another way. There's a couple of ways
Since
you could do it.
MDI, do I have a news thread for all of my events? Or are they being used on the same one? Because it's got a different name, right? A class name?
No. It's a different class name, but it's just part on the application frame.
So the data's being shared? The events?
Well, I just reloaded them. I've loaded them twice there, so I've loaded them once in the which of course you wouldn't want to do, but we'll cover that in a second. One quick question what's just come in. It's from Michael. He's asking, can the frame reminders use it with the Noyantis command bars? And they says yes, of course. There's no problem. You would add a toolbar, but then on the extension, you add your own toolbar, which can be just 1 pixel high, 2 pixel high, and then click the hide toolbar. So if I did that, as the application starts, it would get rid of the toolbar for you. So it's just nothing more than a placeholder. So yes, you can get rid of the toolbar. You can add it to the app frame and use it with any of the other products like command bars, shortcut bar, task panel, so on. Any of the navigation type ones. Okay, so we'll put that back. Now, one of the things we've got in here, I just literally went and grabbed the embed point out of the load and put it in here. In reality, you'd put a bit more filtering on to say make sure it's got a reminder as well, because no point in loading data into that calendar. The reminder calendar on the app frame you never get to see. It's hidden. So it's pointless loading any data that you don't need to into it. Now, switching back, just to answer your question there, you wouldn't want to well to cover what we've got there. We could say that would technically work, and then in your calendar, if you go and change any events, go and tell that to reload, just in case any an event has, it's set to remind. What's in the UK here now? It's 14 minutes past 4. Now we could have an appointment at 5 o'clock with a 10-minute reminder beforehand. So at 16:50 it would remind. If you was to drag that forward,
that mean that I have 2 buffers?
Well, here's the thing. You don't need to do all that. You could technically, in its very crude form, this would work. And in our calendar, we could say whenever an event is changed, by the user dragging or via us updating, go and tell the app frame to go and reload the data.
Right.
And that would cover. It's a bit crude to say the least, but it would work.
Right.
So that's one very simple way. So we could put on the event changed, which would cover your dragging, and it would cover, I think it would cover the
inserting or whatever.
Yeah. Then you post a notify back to this. It would go and delete all events, reload, and then all you're going to do is get the new reminder. Just in case you did have one which was set to not trigger for another 20 odd minutes, and then you drag it forward, and all of a sudden that reminder should be triggering now. So that would be perfect for you. Another way you've got, because you've got a couple of options open to you, is for the data source, you can have it queue driven. So you can say what the queue is, and whenever that queue changes, then that the calendar will automatically recognize the change and reload itself. So that might be a better option for you, because that would give you.
Yeah, but then when I insert something and then I have to send it back to the.
Well, you wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to send back anything, because both calendars would be monitoring the same queue.
Right, but if you insert something, you'd still have to send it to the table instead of the queue. It's
Yes.
a manual process, anyways.
I've got you. Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant your finger. So yes, you've got that.
Yeah. But
Or
that's okay. I mean, as long as you know you've got that work to do.
yes, I understand. See, it's which is going to be your fastest option. Do you go with the the load each time? If you're coming off SQL and you're only loading ones which have got reminders?
Well, in this case, if you're changing positions of an event, you still need to save it back to your database. So you would still need to reload everything. Maybe. No,
Yeah.
because you're setting the queue also, unless you insert something. And then you'd be inserting and doing the table. I guess it would cover it if you're doing that, changing everything to the queue and also to your table at just that event level.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you are updating, you could, yes, it's an extra bit of work you've got to do to maintain your own queue, but you would get the desired result,
Right.
what you're after there. The other option you've got, rather than have the same code copied into two places, and obviously could be multiple places, is one of the things we covered at the last DevCon, and that is have the load routine as a source procedure, which receives the calendar class as a procedure, and then that way, yes, you still have to do the notify. There's no getting around that, but you could basically maintain all the code in one place, and all you're doing is just passing the calendar class. So from the application frame, it would be calendar 2. From the main calendar, it might be calendar pro class, and you might have it in an update form. In one of my applications, I actually have it on the update form as well, so you can see a live view of as you're inserting the appointment. You can see a live calendar of how it's going to what impact it's going to have on the calendar. So.
How would this affect other users? Is there any way to get other users to update?
Well, that's the age
Notify
old.
doesn't work. Yeah.
That's the age old thing. You always
Put a timer on there.
you're going to have to put some kind of timer, or I think NetTalk has some kind of notify around the network and so on and so forth. So there are tools around, but that's regardless of the calendar. You could say the same of a browse. You could say the same of any number of things. But yes. So you've got a couple of options open. Personally, I think the global queue might be your better option.
Is that a problem if you use a global queue?
No problem at all.
Because for a while they were saying that you couldn't use global queues, that they weren't threaded, and I don't know what else.
Oh no, I use them all the time.
So do I. But lots of people were complaining that they're not thread safe and things like that. To not use them. I don't know.
I've never been caught out on them, so I'm glad to report. So that's your option. The only downside of the queue is you're going to load all of the data in the queue, whereas the app frame doesn't really need all of the data. All you need in that is to load the ones where we've got some kind of reminder marker next to them.
Reminder, right.
So by having a source procedure, receiving the Calendar Pro class, and then you maintain all the code in one common little source procedure, then you can put a filter on that, maybe an optional parameter to the procedure to say reminder only, that kind of thing.
Yep. And when I was having trouble with when you dismiss them, the code on the with the demos that you have isn't working quite right.
Let's have a look.
The dates and
now we've got
just a reminder.
We've got a question. I don't know if it's linked to that, so let's have a quick look. So Michael's also just asked regarding the calendar and so on. Andy, in some cases, I can't find when I dismiss or snooze a reminder, the appointment automated deleted. Can you imagine why this is happening?
Yeah, I looked at your demo, and you're actually setting the start date and end date, and it's putting them to zeros. So in reality, it's just disappearing the event.
So is it this one?
I don't know whether it was that one or not, but when you dismiss it, it disappeared. It made the event disappear because it changed the dates to 0.
So let's just snooze that one for 1 minute. You see, on here we would have to look. Now let me just open that up.
So what I did was I just grabbed the data and just told it not to do anything with the dates, and just changed the reminder, because there is a flag for the reminder, and I just turned that off. Essentially, when you dismiss it, just turn off the reminder, so the event would stay there.
If you dismiss, yes. Mind you, if you snooze it, that's still correct. You still want it.
No, the snooze worked fine.
Yeah.
It was the dismiss one that wasn't working.
Well, I'm not. See, I can't remember putting any code in there to set things back to 0. You say it's actually in the demo app.
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's one time since I wrote that app, so let's have a quick look. We'll leave that there.
On the reminders. You've got 3 demo reminder apps.
Okay, so we'll go with this one.
One of them worked okay. One, I think, finally looked at what it was doing.
Think it would be calendar to file, I should imagine.
Yep. See how you got the start date and start time and so on? And it would set them to zeros.
Well, that's the calendar itself what's doing it, which is a bit worrying.
When you dismiss them, they disappear. So what I did is I just took out all that code and just did the reminder.
Yeah. One thing we forgot to mention, well, it's not really a thing, but when a reminder is about to trigger, you do get an embed point triggering. Oh dear, I'm sure I thought you did. Event reminder, there. So it will tell you what event, because remember, these could be recurring. So you might have one event which recurs every morning at 9 a.m. Well, that's one record, but for a week, that would be 7 different events, all with different IDs. So it would return you the record ID that you'd have to.
So if you turn off the reminder field, it's not going to work anymore.
Yes, if it's a recurring, you want to be a little careful on that, yeah.
Well.
So I'm not sure. I think this is what Michael is asking. If you snooze a reminder, the appointment automatically deleted. You snooze it shouldn't do.
No, snooze. No.
I was going to say no. We've got that back.
Yeah, when you dismiss it, it disappears because the dates turn to zeros. That's what I was noticing.
Well, I'll tell you what then. What we will do. Let's have a look at what code that is bringing back. Roberto, it sure sounds windy where you are.
It's very windy. They've got like up to 90-mile-an-hour winds here. Almost, hurricane level winds this morning. It's very, very windy.
Well, if you go anywhere, then we know where you are.
Oz.
Okay, so let's have a look at. Okay, so what we're going to look at here is if we press snooze. Oh, there's a fault in Apple there because my phone Siri just kicked in, and I don't think I said anything. Okay.
You snoozed something.
So I thought I would have got a reminder there. No. Okay, Monday. Let's put one in for today. Test 16:30. Okay. Oh, really? 5 hours over? I mustn't have taken my thing. Okay, so if I just snooze that, I want to have a look at what it does, if anything. And that's no. Okay, there's our debug. I've changed it. That's right. That's good. I edited the wrong time before. And it should have a reminder 2 minutes before. So, yeah. Ooh.
Oh, wow. You got lots of bells and whistles.
Yeah. We'll do the dismiss. I'll tell you what, we'll just go back in. There you go. Okay, so if we dismiss, it's bringing back.
Go.
Yeah. Now that's the calendar itself, zeroing the date and the time.
Mm-hmm. And it might be the new version. I don't know, but it is bringing them zeros, and that's what it saves back to your event.
Okay. Okay. Now what can we do there then? I suppose the only thing we can really do is what you're doing and what you suggested.
Yeah, just change the reminder setting, but instead of the dates. So I just told it to not bother the dates. A few times.
Sorry about that. Yes, basically what we could do is if it detects that it's triggering, if you're dismissing a reminder, then mind you, it's detecting it and it's zero, then just turn the reminder off instead.
Mm-hmm. That's what I did.
Yeah.
And I do remember this working before, but
But the only thing
doesn't work anymore.
the only thing you would have there is the fact that you wouldn't want to change your record for a recurring.
Right. So what do you do then? It's not going to dismiss it. It's just kind of.
Okay. Reminder though, I'll make a note on that. It's on the.
Another one of the things that I thought was interesting is that you don't have a demo with the calendar events going sideways. What you did at the bottom there with the graph. Remember?
Oh yes, yeah, it should be in there.
There, you don't have a demo with that in there.
In the calendar overview.
Oh.
Now that's not using the track control. That's just using the built-in. Well,
Right. Well,
yeah,
I tried using that, and then mine didn't come up at all. It just put like two little thin horizontal lines. That's all that appeared on mine.
Okay, well,
maybe I'm missing something.
We can take a quick look. Just to finish on the other, I'm going to look at what. I'll be honest. What I'll do is I'll look at the Kojak example, their VB example. Crack it open and let's have a look at how they do it, and especially for the recurring, it might be that we have to. The thing we don't want to do is go zero in the timeout, the date and the time, because that would have an effect both on your original booking if it's just a single record, if it's just a single event, or of course if it's a recurring, it would have an effect on all of the events. So the last thing we want to do, last thing we want to do is that.
But what's worse,
if you was to go out and go back in, so let's just change this. Did I go in my reminder there? Yeah. I see. Now it's changed. That has changed the. That record will be gone now because it'll be showing as 0.
Right. It disappears.
Yeah. Which is the thing Michael was mentioning as well.
It's still in your database, but all those fields are zeros.
Well, it'll still be being loaded, but it'll be being loaded at year 000000. So that'll be no good whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's have a look. We'll have to have a look at what Kojak do, how they handle it. I think it's okay if we add, let's say, for example, we won't put it there. We'll put it for today. We'll put it at 13:15 there. We'll have a test 2 with a reminder. That's great. And bang, we get our reminder. And we could say snooze, whatever. We can snooze it. We come back out, go back in. We'd expect to get it again. Or I would expect, I use reminders in Outlook quite a lot, and Outlook works on the exact same principle.
Yeah, if it was on the frame, it wouldn't do anything. But once you load the app back up, all of that's gone.
You wouldn't do anything.
Memory.
Yeah, it wouldn't do anything unless, of course, you told it to reload or done something and so on and so forth. So if you'd gone and changed it and then reloaded, then it would kick back in again, which is what you'd want because you've just changed.
Right.
So the key, the first part of the question was, like I say, you could post an event across, you could share a global queue. If you've not got loads and loads of data, then you could share a global queue. That would be fine. Or you could have a source procedure where you pass the class in, and I use that quite often. And it works well. So that's an option. Then on. What was the second part? What we're going to say? We've got that. Oh, the overview. Yes, basically.
Yeah, can you add it to this screen here?
Yeah. Okay. So we'll make our calendar a little smaller.
Because that's what I did, and I didn't get anything.
The overview is nothing to do with Kojak. That's a thing I added.
Oh, I know that. But it uses the same
all the data
calendar that you have loaded up on screen.
It does, yeah.
Supposedly.
So if we bring that in, let's have that there. That's really large, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Well. Okay, we'll have our overview there. Now, just like we have the date picker, you have to link it to the calendar.
To your calendar.
Yeah.
It is.
For what day? So we'll have it for the selected day, but we'll cover this in a second. Not bothered about all day events. But that's all you should really have to do. Yep, we've got our reminder, so our reminders definitely work now. Why haven't we got it there?
That's what I got.
I haven't got any resize on there or anything like that, have I? Don't know if that makes a difference, but I'm just wondering whether I broke it. Let me just take the resizer off.
That's what I did too.
Yeah, it's a resizer.
Oh, okay.
That'll be because there was changes in the last update, so that will be overview resizer. I'll get an update out to that sooner rather than later.
Okay.
But yes, basically, and we said selected day. So as we flick through the days, it will change accordingly.
Yeah. So it's probably my resizer that's doing, because I have the resizer on there.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And in the testing, I could have swore that had come out okay. In fact, just
You don't have resizer on your other demo, maybe?
no. I have test completed, resizing, calendar. Yeah, and that should resize, and it resizes correctly. So,
So you have a Rust version there.
always something to catch that. But basically, yeah, because you must think, he never tests. You can see, there's a test, and that's them, and there's Mike's, so we can see super resizing and basically the resizing gets tested against Capesoft, super resizing, which Mike Hanson's, and Clarion's native one. So we should have. I'm not sure. Yeah, you could blatantly tell I've been playing about with resizing here, but so why we didn't get it on that? We should have to have a look.
Maybe you compiled that one to the previous one.
I wonder if it's the actual strategy.
Could be.
Oh, it's reminders. No, that's got resizing on, and it's set to resize. Yeah. So it's on the strategy.
Strategy, huh?
Oh, that's Greg. We'll come to that in a second. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, because it goes to spread by default. I'm not sure which one by default, but I'm guessing. Oh.
No, it works.
Well, I've just seen it as well. But just in case it can't calculate, just remove your resize.
Take this resizer out and put it back in.
I know it sounds absolutely crazy and stupid, but we have actually just seen that as well. So I'm a little confused. But yeah, and that's the overview. And for those who haven't seen it, you can control the content of the overview by basically saying selected date or currently selected dates. So if you've got a date picker, it will take those into account.
They'll calculate that number of rows.
Yeah, so if we have a look, we can say on there, we know we've got a bit of a... Oh, there's selected because that's currently selected, so let's have a look. That day we've got, starts with green. That one starts with purple. If we choose both, we get both. And we get our reminder kicking in. And of course you can do all loaded. All is a bit OTT to be fair, but then again, you might have a requirement for it. It's really down to yourself.
So you got both, but it started at a first init date and ended date. It's not a 24-hour.
Oh no, sorry, that one was back to that one. If we have a look in day view, what have we got? So that's a green and an orange. Let's have a look on there. That's just a green. I'll tell you what, on the 11th, we'll bring that one to much earlier on. Okay, so now if I choose that and that, you're going to get just the ones what are selected within a date picker.
Right, but that Wednesday one is way over to the right on the bottom.
Where am I looking, sorry?
That down below, the green one that says 13 to 14?
Yeah.
Or does it combine them, or what's it do? Is
Well,
that like a 24-hour timeline?
no, it's your whatever you set. It's 9 until 1800 hours. This would be whatever you've got set up in your view here as your working day. So you can see here, it's 9 down to the nearest hour, 18.
Right, so it'll override them even though they're different days.
So you can see that goes to about 1:30 of the days. I'm not sure. Must have something.
That's this one here. Down where it says almost 12:30 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering if it could be like double lines then. 2 or 3 rows.
Oh, I know. Yes, well, you can do that, but that's per schedule. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if we put it onto here. Now this has reminders. This has schedules. So we'll put that on. Obviously, we make sure it's connected to the calendar. We'll have the selected dates easier. We'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that. Oh, hang on. Which one was it? Calendar schedule reminder. Okay.
This is the final one.
Hang on. My machine. My left mouse has decided to lock up on me.
Dave has a question.
I do at the moment. Why is my mouse not working?
I stole it. No, I didn't.
I can't. I can click on other windows, but I can't. I can't get to the app or the task manager.
Well, while you figure that out, Dave has a question on command bars. Status of command bars. Mouse events pass through. Project.
There's two updates currently going on with command bars, both new features. We'll see about getting that as a third before the next release. It's backstage view, the message or the caption bar, and then we'll see about that one as well. But the dev of the other two actually is going, touch wood, quite well.
Okay. Told him.
That's what I'm trying to get to this. It's not letting me. Okay, right. Calendar schedules. Yes. So there we've got our overview. Oh, and the things on there. So basically what it will do, let's just actually make that a little smaller so we can see it.
You've got to separate the schedules, okay.
We'll bring that across just so we can see the how it's picking it up. It will pick up staff one, so basically it's got the names there, staff one, so on and so forth. See, and it breaks them apart that way.
Yeah, I remember that now.
So
yeah, you showed that some time ago.
So yes, obviously I think Dave can hear. He just got no mic. He's got no mic. But yes, Dave.
Well, he's off somewhere else. He's doing tax stuff and so on. So.
Yeah, the command bars. It's getting a lot of love at the moment. It's getting a lot of work on it. The backstage view and the message bar, the caption bar. They're the two which are going into it as we speak. And I will look at the pass through, but it'll be after I've done those two. But all of them should be within the next update. I really can't see why not. So, okay. We've got a quick question off Michael again regarding the easy resize. That's right. The the old version of Easy Resize. This is prior. This is the Ingersoft version prior to Capesoft taking it over. Yeah, I can mod it to. This is not just. This won't just be calendar. This will be all of the actual templates. There is some common code for the templates which work out the class. So basically, you saw on here then. All I did is add this overview placeholder, and it knew by adding it to that calendar how it would talk to the calendar class, and so on and so forth. And basically, I do the same with other third parties when I have to link to them. So for the Supersoft, I calculate what the class name is from certain things, how Mike has his named. For the Easy Resize, I do the same, but currently it's stamping, it's looking for Capesoft Easy Resize. So what I can do is expand it out to look at if you're using Capesoft and you can't find it, then look for the old name, which would be the Ingersoft name. Because if I remember rightly, if we have a quick look here, actually, I would have to have a look if the actual the template name has changed. I do have an old copy of Easy Resize and Split. I'd have to set up a dev machine to have that version and then try it against that. Because currently, I think what you said you're getting a warning. Yes, and I do remember. So yes, I'll look into that, Michael. Sorry for the delay on that. Okay, we have a question from. I'm not going to pronounce his name. Let me open him up instead. Alejandro. Oh yes.
Yeah, open his mic up.
Alejandro.
He's full of questions.
Okay. Hi, can you hear
Hello,
us?
Andy.
Hi. I just thought I could have opened Michael's microphone. Sorry, Michael. Quite rude of us. Sorry about that. Yes. Hi. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. And you?
Yes.
Happy
good,
New
good.
Year.
Oh yes. Seems a distant past now, but yes. Happy New Year to you.
Thanks. Okay. My question is about the scheme framework with legacy, because I have a problem when I try to use with an application with legacy.
And what's the problem?
It's not work. It's still in the mainframe. It's still and doesn't work.
Okay. Okay. 1 second.
Yes.
Now I'm not sure. I must have an old legacy app lying around. Not actually sure why it wouldn't work. So let's just give it a run. Let's just try it on a demo app and see what the effects are. Okay,
Hey,
just
Andy.
preparing a folder. Yes, sorry, yes, John. Oh, is
Hey,
that
Andy,
Arnold? Oh, hi, Arnold.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Did you get my email last night?
Yep, going to cover that in a second.
Oh, good.
So, because I've got we've got that one stored up. So, right. So I'm just finding a legacy example, basically. And there's one we prepared earlier. I can't remember what this app is, so I'm just going to have to open it to take a look, to be honest. Okay, so let's just check this is legacy. One presumes it is.
Yes.
Yep, this is a legacy app. So, and that's using 16.3.1, that's as good as any. Oh, sorry, I've just added that. I've not added the actual applicator. So, of course, we won't get any difference there. Add the applicator. We haven't got one, so I will have to. Now, just like we did with the other, we will have to, on this one, add a toolbar, and we're just going to set it to hide. So, do that. Yep, that's fine. Toolbar 1.
That's also a trick of the trade.
Add, but hide it. Okay, and then we're going to, let's have a skin. I'm not sure what we've got, so on another monitor, I'm just quickly looking. There's one, that'll do. In there, Apple. So let's see if that opens up. We'll just leave all the defaults.
I use that.
Oh, okay. So now it's definitely loaded because we can see on the app frame itself, and we've got the bar. But of course, you're gonna. Unfortunately, this is quite an annoyance.
Can you use the last version of the CodeJack and your template?
Okay, yeah, just one second.
Maybe the difference is there.
Are you using reg3com?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Then I will just take this off a second while I go and find my license code, because these are recorded and I don't want to go giving my license code away.
That master code.
Okay. So that's in there. Obviously, copy the.
But you still had 16.31 there.
Yes.
Oh, did I? Oh, yes, well spotted. Because I just copied it. There you go, 17.3. And I'm just copying the file in there now. You are indeed correct. Now, is that a reg3com? Let's just backtrack a little and see if it's.
Try without.
No, okay. Just going to try 17.20. Oh, hang on a second. That might be me. I copied the wrong OCXs in a second ago.
In the current directory.
Yeah. Copy the syntax editor instead of the skim framework. That definitely would have an effect on it working. Right, so yes, let's go back. 17.3. No, there's none of that.
But if you didn't run it reg-free, it would have worked anyways. If it's registered anyways.
Let's go back. I just want to not seeing the files, the manifest files being created.
Uh-huh.
So I think
Might not have it working with 17.3 manifest. It might be missing it.
well, should be, but just to check and double check, I'm also going to use regfree.com on 16.3.1.
Does the manifest contain your serial number?
No.
Okay.
No, the serial's compiled in.
Mm-hmm. Didn't it have a different kind of serial number from 16.3 to 17.3?
Oh, hang on. I put the wrong... This is never going to work. Just 1 second. No, the serial number remains the same.
Right, but the other lines were like they were different lines. It had different copyright or something like that.
Yeah, but all that gets compiled in. Okay. Okay, so 16.3.1 is an X-Free.com. I'd put the wrong license in. So now let's try 17.2.0. And that's a no. So now I want to have a look at what the manifest contains. So here's our working folder. And we have 17.2.0, 30, 16.3.1.
Mm-hmm.
We just go to our application. Where do we create the manifest? Generate. Don't want to link.
Configure as a book or whatever. Did it create the manifest files?
No, this is what I'm looking for, and I'm not seeing them. Oh,
So maybe
sorry, wrong folder. Yeah, there's the manifest there now. So if we look at that manifest, and it's created a manifest for 17.2.0, which is correct. And we look at that in type, and there's our demo. And that is 17.2.0. So it's told to use it, and the manifest does look right. So let's take that from regfree.com and just put it back to the normal. Yep, 17.2 is there. And last but not least, let's have a look at 17.3. It could be there's a fault in the generation of those. But that wouldn't necessarily be a legacy. That's not you've highlighted it through legacy. Yeah, you see 17.3 is working there. So it looks like it's a fault in the regfree.com.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to prove that,
Run an ABC one.
yep, that's the example app. Okay, so we've got that. We just pinched the files out of here. So this one is using standard, it's not do not register 16.3.1, and of course we know this one's fine. Okay. Use that registry.com license. We'll just put the license in, but still sticking with 16.3.1 as a test. And yeah, we've got that. And then we'll 17.2. Yep, 17.2 works in ABC there.
And it didn't work on the
No,
legacy.
17.3 and 17.3. Okay, that's
Are you creating a different manifest than an ABC?
no.
It's the same code.
Yep, they come out. Let's just have a quick look.
Can you compare the two?
Yeah, just going to do that now. Bring them up. So there's the. This is 17.3. We have that one there. And what we do need to do is switch back to the other application and put it to 17.3. Oh, it is on 17.3.
Or was it reg free?
Let's just check.
I think it was. No.
Oh. Hang on. Now that's working. That's our legacy one with 17.3. Did it just want a full recompile? Because that's yeah, that's the legacy. We can have a quick look. There's the template set. There's the
It's working now?
17.3. Yeah. So I'm just wondering whether it's a generation. The thing you want to have a look is make sure you've got your application. So in this way, it's Skin Framework, and for the NYS demo, it would be. Just put it in that order. NYS demo.manifest. So you would get that, which in turn, which is standard manifest for your application, and then it points to a particular version of whichever control. So we've got Extreme Skin Framework 17.3.0. There's our Extreme Skin Framework manifest. We look at that. Oh, open it there. Open it over here. And there's the manifest required for that. Now, one common problem. It might have been since that mass compile. One common thing is sometimes in the, not necessarily to do with legacy, but you can say in the manifest, link into the project, and it never gets to regenerate. So basically, you're running on an old manifest, if you will, for your application. So although the other one will still be generated, it won't be told to use it. So that could be the thing to watch out for. So if it is, untick the link generated and get it to regenerate it.
Okay.
Go back and put 16.3 and compile. That's reg free, right?
Yep. So if we open them two files again now, that's now told to use 16.3.1.
Right.
And where did the other one go? And there is the 16.3.1, and they are different CLS IDs. CLS,
Right.
yeah. So they get generated, but what can happen?
But run it. Did it run?
Oh yeah.
Now compile 17.3. Huh. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's it'd have been down to those. Now it's set to 17.3,
Uh-huh.
and obviously that content has been recut to 17.3. So, but the thing to watch out for is, and this ABCR legacy is on the manifest, because it all works around manifests on the manifest. Don't have it compiled in, don't have it linked into your project, because it might not regenerate it, which means you're running on an old one, and the two get out of sync, and it just won't work.
Right. It never gets to the other assembly.
Yeah, basically, the one it's supposed to be using. So that's that. Okay, no, we've got a thing for Arnold. We've got a cover, but Michael's just said, let's just open Michael's microphone up, which we could have done before. Hi, Michael. Hi. Yes, fine, thank you. Yourself?
I have a question. I emailed you in the morning.
Yes, it was for command bars.
Yes, how I can say with them the user that choice.
Okay, let me just copy the folder in, and let's just have a quick look for you.
Command bars. Okay.
Yep, just loading it now. Okay, so we'll just bring this one up. So you're shipping it with one default theme, I take it?
Yes.
But you want, if the user changes it, you want to save that and then load that the next time. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, it's really down, all the calls are there and the calls are in the example, but the template will do some saving and restoring for you, but only really of the quick access options. So for example, these options up here. So if I was to add that and that, come out, go back in again, and it saves and restores those options for you. What it doesn't do is save and restore the theme. Now that is in 10, Office 2010. Let's choose Office 2010 Silver. Actually,
Okay.
that's black, so we can definitely see a difference there. Okay, so we've got that, but of course, when we go out and go back in again, you're going to lose that. You're going to be straight back to where you were. All you really want to do is let's have a look at what happens under this code here. And you can see I've defined some controls.
Yes, I have it.
Yep. So you've got the controls, and then
Yes.
in the embed of them, depending on which one, I just trap. I've given them all a similar name. Depending on which one, that's the code you're after to switch the theme. So all I would do is store the previous setting, and in the window, in the command bar, init complete, I would have some code like so. Well, you wouldn't need to go setting the caption and so on. It's really those 2 lines that you'd want. But that's the only real way you'd have to do it. You'd have to manually, when the user changes it, store it in, I don't know, in a database or an init, or maybe against a particular user profile. It depends if your system has user logins. But whether the best place to save the setting in there.
In an options file.
In a access, sorry?
Yes, in an options file.
Right, okay, yeah.
Because-
So it could be a system option or it could be a staff option. It's really up to yourself. But store it there. It could be an equate. It could be just a number, but just store whichever your setting is, which relates to theme 2007 or theme 2010 and so on. Store that, and then on the init. So I mean, we could actually let's do something like that if you like. Okay, just grab that code. So, just trying to think of the best place now. On the command bars, when it's about to shut down, so probably right before the parent call of the kill,
Yes.
I'm going to put in a, and just trying to think of the code now. Will be a second.
And I save it in a TPS file.
The what, sorry?
Can I save this in a TPS file?
Of course, yeah. Save it anywhere you like, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to put it in init because I've got no, there's no table and so on. It's just easier to do here. But you can save it wherever. Just want to get it so we can say what it is, what we're saving. Get checkbox value. Trying to be a bit easy, but okay. Just going to store the actual word. Okay.
Yes.
So when we've got the new selection, I'm going to do LV theme equals basically the ID, what they've just selected. And I'm going to save that to an ini. So theme current is there an extra parameter on put in here? I can't remember. Value file, yep. Of course there is the actual thing itself. The LV theme settings.ini. So we'll just do one quick thing. So we'll set it to 2010 black. We come out in that folder. We now have a settings.ini which has in it theme 2010.
Yeah.
And all all I'm really going to do now, of course, that should really be a routine and a procedure which we call and so on and so forth. In fact, I'll send you this demo in a second. That will help, won't it? Actually. Okay, so basically all I've done is put that into a local procedure to make it a little tidier.
Yes.
And I'll change the new selection to still do that. So all that's going to do now is call that. We don't need any of that code. So save it. Let's make sure that still works. So if I save, no, that's not doing it now. Okay. Okie dokie.
Did he put a stop statement in there, John?
Theme 2010.
Uh-oh.
It's the poor man's debugger.
Oh, that's
That's
my
what Wolfman
favorite.
says.
My favorite.
Oh, it's not long enough. Right. Okay, so it's got that. So all we're going to do is on the way in, call that same one with the get in it. So in the command bars, what we could probably do is definitely in the init complete, but I might even put it in the template settings. Okay, I can't remember what the settings were. Okay. We'll quickly check this, but yep, there's our silver. And we put it as, let's start checking the thing. Black.
Okay.
217 blue. And so on. So I'll zip that up for you. But basically, just to recap for what we did very quickly, You can store it wherever really is best for your application. So maybe in an options TPS or a SQL database or whatever, system options, or maybe user options. And then as long as you've got that setting, I'm using it in there, but it's just a saving and restoring of a setting. And then the magic is you're after these here. You're after those lines.
Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem. I'll zip that up at the end of this and send it across to you. Okay, so Arnold, you've got some really weird loading times. Is that correct?
Correct, Mundo. And just be manifesting through the command bar. But do you have the email?
Yep. Here's one I've heard earlier. So do you want to just quickly recap on this? We've got the email and I read it regarding which.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I have
the webinar for the recording.
Yeah. So I have my situation is I use TS Plus. So I have my app on a RDP,
Okay.
SaaS environment. Okay. So originally or currently I have it on ESXi, VMware. And everything works fine. And so what I did was I tested this, I changing it from ESXi to Hyper-V. So for many reasons. But when I tested my program, I do it on my development machine, and my command bar pops up pretty quick, and like in less than a second. And on my ESXi VM, it takes a little longer, but it's still 1.26 seconds to come up, which isn't bad. But when I went to my VM, my Hyper-V VM, it went to 23, almost 24 seconds. And I couldn't figure out why, and so I did a ultimate debug, and I put some time in there to see what might be causing an issue.
Do you know, actually, I could have turned the ultimate debug on there rather than doing the messages. I keep forgetting to do that, to be honest. Okay.
I started with stop statements, okay, but the stop statements actually, if you see my note,
yes,
actually as I popped through the stop statements, it acted like there's no problem. So I had to do the ultimate debug, but also to document the performance speeds. So, do you have a hint for me to go fix?
Well, no, I've got questions to start with. So, first off, are you using RegRecom or
no?
No. Okay. Do we? Don't we? Let's try and think which is best.
And then I also I'm using you saw my Clarion version. I'm using your latest things, the latest CodeJock and your latest downloadables, and it's all ABC. And what else I need to tell you?
So on your timings there,
yeah,
just looking. Am I right in reading that the longest is between the create controls end and the init complete start? Is that right?
Yeah. That number 3, the green part, number between 15 and 16.
Yeah. Okay, well let's have a quick look at what's going on there then. That's about the best place to start.
But between 14 and 15, there's a little slowness too,
Have you tried it using the RegRecom? I mean, there's no reason why it should be any difference between the two at all. But I was just wondering, from a curious point of view, if you had.
I just never done it. I've always had the thing registered, so I'm not worried about it.
Right.
Because it's on my server, so it doesn't have to be anywhere else. So I just do it, make sure it's done.
Well, all I was thinking there is the server's not like creating, re-registering the control. Mind you, you'd have that at the init, you'd have that init OCX stage, and the register. Ah, hang on a second. There is a clue there, because you are going through the register. Just 1 second.
Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot more of your methods I could have trapped, but I didn't know, what would be applicable to.
Okay.
Are you running it elevated, Arnold?
Elevated.
As administrator?
In all the cases I am.
You run as administrator.
Yeah.
Application. Yeah, elevated, you can tell the manifest to run it elevated if you want to.
I don't know what that means.
Run as supervisor, run as administrator.
Well, when I run it or when my users run it?
Well, I'm wondering whether it's actually going through the register, and that's what's taking the time. It's actually registering the control each time.
Oh. Yeah, because the difference is the other difference too in the ESXi it's Windows 7. On my dev machine it's Windows 10, and in the Hyper-V it's Windows Server 2012 R2.
But
so I don't know if the operating systems have anything to do with these.
But your
not.
server farm is 2012. Is it correct as well?
Oh, that one I did. Yeah, I'm sorry. That VM. My other VMs are Windows 7, but they're fast also. There. I just happen to do that in the data server directly.
So when the user starts it up, can you say start as administrator?
What, for the end users?
Yeah.
No, but this is happening as an administrator. I'm logged in as an administrator here, testing this.
Right, okay. Okay.
You could still tell it to load it up as administrator, even if you are administrator.
Yeah, but why do I have to do that?
Well, sometimes I guess depending on where it's installed, it doesn't do it. And so you just kind of force it.
Going through there. Okay. Because it'll be a hell of a lot easier to test reg-free and so on and so forth. You tried the demo app on that same machine?
I did, and it was very quick. I mean, it was like instantaneous.
Oh, okay. Are the options being read from anywhere? It's not like on one machine they're being are they compiled in, or are they read from a table and you create it dynamically at runtime?
Wait, what was the question again? Sorry.
Okay, the actual, where's the email? Like these options and the actual structure itself, are they compiled in, are they specified in the template, or do you read them out of a SQL or a TPS or whatever and then create
no, it's in the code, and I build it at runtime.
Right, okay. Right, no problem. Where's that time again?
Do you think it's affected by data that it?
No. I'm going to have a look at what happens between create and create controls. You don't have a status bar?
I do.
Do you? Okay. Oh. But there's no create status bar, is it?
Well, it's next to each other, so I didn't separate them out.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No problem.
They were called like one after another, and so I just went on each side.
I'm going to show me your email again. Yeah, create contents into, yeah. Create contents. So you've got past all that. And this is on the app frame, correct?
Correct. And the thing is, once it's loaded, right, it's good. So does that give you a hint? Once it's loaded the first time, going back to it, going away from it, bringing it back? Yeah.
No, not particularly. No.
All you have is the command bars there, or what else do you have?
On the app frame is just the command bar and the status bar.
Okay, can you
Well, that's part of the command bar, right?
know the style file that you use in the theme? Can you just delete that or just rename it so you can't find it?
The theme.
Yeah, is it office2010.dll you're using? Let's have a look at your image.
Let's see. Let me go to global.
Oh no, you don't have to change the template. It's just in the working folder or in the wherever you've got that file located.
Oh, I copied the latest ones in.
Okay, if you go to global extension, so say we're on here, go to global.
Okay.
What settings have you got here?
I have that's what I have right there. Except mine is not grayed out there. I have the blue 210.
Office
blue.
2010, yeah. Office 2010 DLL and
But the theme I have, it says resource external file. It does not say Office 2010. Under theme where you're pointing.
Okay.
This resource.
But which file and then under the resource what are you using?
Resource file is Office 2010.dll.
Okay, well I'll tell you what, choose the Office 2010, that'll be better anyway.
Up on top there?
Yeah.
Office 20. Okay. External. Okay.
Okay, and do you have it in a subfolder or do you just leave it in the program folder?
I have that in the program folder.
Okay, so in there, well, let's just try that. Shouldn't make much of a difference, to be honest, but let's just try that anyway.
Okay. It takes a while because I have to do all kinds of stuff to get it to the server.
Okay, well, the thing I was going to check is just looking at the template.
It had this all ready to go.
No problems. But we've got the create controls. Okay, so it's initialize the control, and we're at the init template settings. So it would have created the bar. Well, calculated, apply the language, and start to prep itself up. So the control is initialized at this time, and then it calls create contents. That in itself. Oh, wrong one. No, hang on a second. I'll show you what we've got, yeah. Okay, yeah. So create contents in itself will go through and basically create the controls, create status bar, tabs for the ribbon bar if it's required, which in your case it is, all those particular settings. So we could do some timings around those if you can.
Okay.
So I would look at before and after the parent call of that. Create controls.
Okay. Create controls, okay.
And, well, literally straight from the first one. Yours is a create ribbon bar.
Wait, let me do a screenshot of this real quick.
You want that? And can I highlight that as well? No, I can't.
Okay, so you want me to do, oops, where am I?
Yep, so we're looking at create ribbon bars.
Okay.
So I put a timing in there,
Okay.
and then down at the bottom, I'd have a timing on the create controls and create status bar.
Okay. What about the ones in between?
You're not using that interface. They're all to do with different types of interface. So,
Oh, okay. Just those 3.
yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll do that.
Now,
and I'll send you. Oh.
what the other thing, what we could try, because if we have a look at this, that's create controls. And on your timings, if we jump back to your email, you're into create controls, and that's where you're starting to get delays from there through to the init complete. Okay, so we want to see what's going on inside of that create controls, and after that, but before the init complete, if that makes sense, you've got the applying of the theme.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll do that change for the theme first to see if that has an impact.
Yep, and the other very quickly, what you could do is, change it to that, because you should really be using those settings. The original resource was from many moons ago, literally years ago. So
mine's old-fashioned, you know.
no, it's fine. So now we've got our theme there, and of course we've just been showing how we can save and restore it. So I'm going to put that to Office 2010 Blue. That's probably the one you're using. If I initialize that, sorry, if I run that, but in that folder, if I've got that folder anywhere, yeah, here's one I prepared earlier. I'm just going to quickly rename that to DLLA. The program will still run, but you'll just get a blank or a plain vanilla ribbon bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then it won't be loading. And I want to try, if you can try that on yours, just to see, right, without recompiling the program, just rename that file. Is that where the slowdown is? Applying the theme.
Oh, that'll be interesting. Okay. Oh boy, I should have been ready for use.
But just looking at the actual template itself, we've got a timing there. We know that it will go through. Basically, the initialization process, which we've covered many times, is there's a new one in there now, but it's like init prepare, init. I think it's init prepare, init resize, init control, init itself, init template settings, init complete. So we're inside of the init template settings here, and we know we've got our first timing here where you've put it in that derived method. So the main things after that are applying of the theme, where I have a gut feeling I think it'll be around there, because all you're really doing there is you're creating some MDI buttons, and that's really it. And storing some things, setting some options which are really neither in or there.
Okay, I'll test these and I'll
test those and email and let us know what you find. The only other things you could play about if it's not that is you have let's go one step at a time. Let's try them and then let us know, and then we'll go from there with that.
Yeah. I just realized my server was turned off, so I had to go turn it on.
Yep,
nothing else.
That would limit it. Right. Well, we're blatantly well over time, but these things always are. Just quickly, Greg, I will open up Greg if he's around, because Greg has sent an email. Hi, Greg, can you hear us? No. Oh, no, Mike. Okay. Oh, Greg sent us an email, and he's working on a class with him. Just wondering, drop us an email. I'm back around Noyantis time, if you will, on Friday, and maybe we could quickly hook up prior to the Friday webinar to see if we can accomplish anything there. But I'll look at the debug view that you sent us in the meantime and see if I can quickly spot what it is. How does that sound? So we've got no mic, so we'll have to wait. While waiting for Greg, that's really that's it. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed it. Is there any other things? John, did you have anything?
I did, but it'll wait till next week. That's no problem.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. But yes, basically, I'll look at the update for the calendar, which we spotted before. What's the calendar? Yeah, to do with the reminder. That is a bit of a weird one. And if I've got more to show on the backstage view on the command bars next week. For those who don't know what the backstage view is, it's basically I don't know. Let's open up Excel. Could be anything. Basically, Microsoft allow you to have the ribbons like you've got here. So you've got your tabs and so on. And historically, you could have, if we run our example, we could have that as a circle, or you can have it as a flat tab, and that will invoke a system menu. And that the template does all that for you. The next build, when you press that, you get basically this type of approach, where you get, and this is called a backstage view. So now you've got, I've only just written them. I think they're not called tabs, but basically it's command. It goes down from options to commands to so on, and you've got a recent list if you want it, or you could have different things, different options go on here. So I'm just templating up the easiest way for you to get the content into this stuff. So, but that's what's coming. That's the backstage view.
Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
When I renamed that theme,
yeah,
it took 21 seconds.
Right.
So I'll compile and do the one thing. I'm changing the global extension to not use resource, but the actual Office 20. That's what I'll do next, and I'll do the other stuff. Okay.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
I'll ask one question.
Yeah.
I'll ask one question, Andy.
Fire away.
Okay. On my app, let's see, I moved it over to Clarion 10. Mm-hmm. And when we install it on a computer, the first time you run it, the menu at the top comes out black. But every other time, it comes out fine. It's just the first time that it's one of those black, like not finding the theme type of things.
Yeah, mine was black. Mine was black when I renamed it.
What theme are you using by default?
Good question. Let's see. I'm using, let's see, it's a resource, external file, Office 2010 DLL, and Office 2010 Silver.ini. Right.
To try and steer away from, I understand why the resource was there, because that was how you used to do it. It was the only options we really had. But internally, I know this will sound crazy, but from the template, from the class point of view, that actually tells it internally to go and use a resource. But from the CodeJock point of view, it does tell it to actually look for like a predefined Office 2010 and so on and so forth. So although they're still using external files, CodeJock in their newer versions now really have the resources like external resources, and they count their own as basically the predefined own, if you will. If that makes sense. I think I've just probably confused you a little more. Basically, don't use the old resource setting any longer.
Okay.
You still can, and it'll still work, but the better option is to use one of the predefines, because the template then knows to do different settings. Because it's predefined, it's going to expect it to look in the Office 2010 color, so it will load some defaults and so on and so forth. So, I mean, that's probably not what the problem you're suggesting there. the problem you're suggesting sounds like it hasn't initialized up in time or something like that. But I'd still go with the one of the predefines. I think it'll be better. Because,
Okay, I'll do that.
yeah, I mean, we can. I'll blatantly cheat on this. Register, do not register, and I've got my controls here to register, unregister. So let's unregister 1631. So that's gone.
It's really weird because it's just the first time that they run it, and then if they just exit the program and run it again, then it's fine.
Yeah, it's like it's not loaded, or it's not. Is it registering on the first time, or do you have an installer
Yeah.
with it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all there.
So we've got none there. I'm going to copy into that the actual license, so on and so forth. So I'm going to say register within Windows. I'm going to put a code in. Won't be a second. Which will be basically I'm trying to emulate your setup, if you will.
Oh my God. Andy,
And
I took the resource out and mine went to 35 seconds. Oh God.
you're going to need the other debug in there. Let's have a look at where it's going. Something.
Yeah. God. Oh no.
So John, if we run that, the control, I'm not running his thingy, so it can't create. Where's the folder? Got that many folders open today. Oh, I'm copied it in. Run as administrator. Should register. You shouldn't be getting the black. Makes no sense.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Plus, it's like just the first time you install it. So I don't know. I'll play with it and see if I can replicate it, and we look at it next week. It's not killing me or anything. It's just
Okay, well,
odd.
first item on the agenda for next week is John's theme settings.
Yes, exactly. Sounds good.
Okay. Well, yes.
Hopefully I'll be fixed by before then.
Well, Arnold, I'm at the end of the email, and if you need us, I'll chuck some time aside on Friday. Give me a shout, and we can hook up and take a look on your system.
But I just want to say something else. When I do run it, if I don't touch anything, it takes the time it shows there. But if I'm like manipulating, like taking focus out of the program loading, and like click on the debug view plus or moving stuff around, it actually shortens the time. So any kind of event like when I did the seemed to help.
So yeah.
Yeah, that stops because I'm clicking, and it just seemed to help. So I was wondering, gosh, what does that mean?
Makes no sense. I mean, I could put a VM together of 2012, although I'm running 2016 here. But that's why I was asking about the example app, because if that was demonstrating similar.
No, the example app just pops right up, but it doesn't hit data files. The example app, whereas mine does, and maybe it has something to do with that because it's all about content, right? Create contents all the way down to init complete.
Right.
That's where the slowness is. But it's kind of weird that it's on Hyper-V and not on ESXi or on the desktop. So
first things first, we just need to know at what point the slowness is, and then let's have a look at what's actually in that point. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Bye.
Thank you everyone for attending. It's been a pleasure as always. John,
Yes.
I'll convert my recording to the MP4 we normally do.
Well, there's an automatic. It'll pop up and ask you
Yeah, at
if
the
you
end.
want to convert it. You just say yes, and then how do we do it? I think it's what is it, Arnold? Is it MP4? MP?
No, we've been doing that. We haven't been doing MP4s. We've been doing
WMVs.
WMP.
WMDs, but I guess you can do what you want.
Oh no, I want to.
MP4s and they work perfectly.
I'll go with what the normal is. We go with that. So just
Okay.
you give us the instructions on
Yeah,
what to do with them and where to put them. Then
Yeah.
consider it.
WMV are the standard ones that we're using.
Fine, no problem.
I can do it. I just click convert.
you-
I can.
Why don't you just
enough
why
on
don't you
your
just
plate
do it,
on.
John? Because he can do
Just
it
do
to MP4 for himself, but why don't we do it because we know where to shove it up, and it'll take one step less, and he doesn't have to go do.
Yeah, and I can show you how to update the show notes and stuff if you want, Andy.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll take care of the recording.
Okay. Well, tell you what. Will you give us a shout when you need to do that and when you want to do that, and I'll jump back on and do that.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Woohoo. Thanks.
Well,
Thanks.
Thank you, everybody.
Have
Thanks,
a great
everybody.
week.
Okay, and
Bye.
we'll call it that. Bye.
We'll call it.
I